Today I'm going to be organizing some of my artwork. Here's a couple pieces. I have a lot of it, and I've moved recently. Well, somewhat recently. It was like 3 months ago now, but I haven't really organized my artwork recently. I don't really have folders for it or anything. It all just kind of sits together in piles that I generally know what they are. And so I recently got a binder and some, proper file folders like a grown adult. Now I'm going to organize it and put it away. So, first off, we're going to organize these by what's going to go in each of these folders generally. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to all of my artwork today because there is so much, but I'm going to get to as much as I can. So, let me go ahead and find my favorite red pen real quick. And we're going to go ahead and organize. I have a couple of things specifically. I don't know if I'm going to need all the file folders. Probably not. But a couple of the things I want to organize by are finished pieces that I think are like my best artwork or really mark me growing at some point as an artist. And then character art for original characters. And then, again, just a separate one that shows my growth as an artist. So shows me learning the basics, me learning mapping out the faces, me learning how to draw poses and posture and all that stuff. Shading, hair. So. There's characters. And then oh no, well, we're just going to write any when I have enough of them. There we go. So that's 3 to start with, and I think that'll be good for now. I have too much art to, I think, put in all of them right this moment, but I want to get some of it organized, because right now my artwork's just kind of a mess. Alright, and I gotta pick what colors I want for these. Of course, we're gonna do green, because green is my favorite color, so green's gonna be one of them. And then purple. And I think we're gonna do orange for the last one, because that way they'll all be really striking against each other. Excuse me. Alright. So, orange. I'm gonna go ahead. Goodness gracious, I'm struggling. Alright, there's the first one. And for the last one, have it facing the correct way. There we are. All right. We're going to wait to put them actually in the binder until the very end, obviously. So, kind of got Scooby-Doo colors going on. Whoa, too zoomed in. I need to zoom out. Oh, man. My phone does not make this very easy. Okay. So, well, for now, I guess we're not going to put them up there. Again, I don't have a very large space to work with, which is why I need to get all my stuff organized. Here's the first 3 pieces. That's one of my first favorite pieces since I really started working on my art again. She's a forest nymph. She's kind of got like bark growing on her face. I really still love this piece, and honestly, maybe in the future I will do a redraw of her. And then there's this one. Now, I think this is technically going to go in the characters, even though this is me. This is just a drawing of me for my profile picture. I don't really like drawing myself. I find it difficult because I don't like drawing glasses, and I don't like looking at my face for an extended period of time. So I don't really draw self-portraits very much. I'm trying to get better about it, though. This one's fan art that I did of Mercy, if you've ever played Overwatch. Overwatch is my comfort game. Is it a good game? No, probably not. Not really anymore. But it is one of my favorite games, so. Finished piece, obviously not an original character. Here's the next one. This is one of those that's going to go in the basics. It's just an outfit. It was me working on clothes and learning specifically folds and sweater and how very heavy materials would fold. Practicing winter clothes, actually. So let's go ahead and sort those. And these will also all be in their own individual sleeves as well, but not today. We'll be getting onto that as the next step for these, because I don't want them to get ruined from each other. Next, we're going to do the clothes one in the basics. There we go. And me for me and the character. It'll be cool because I actually have 3 or 4 different drawings of myself done over a period of about a year, several months apart, as I not only grew as an artist, but changed as a person with like my hairstyle and stuff, the outfits I tend to wear, stuff like that. So, alright, next up I got a couple of these drawings. We're just going to go through a couple at a time so that I can kind of show you guys and explain what each of them are. This one will go with that other one in that green folder. This is a character. This is one of my original characters. Her name is Mordecai. She's a swords master. Well, she's training to be. And these are some of her very first earliest sketches. Again, they're not super good. They're from when I wasn't very good, and you can see that they're not consistent even amongst them. But that's, again, something that I'm trying to work on even now, is being able to draw the same face over and over and have it look like the same face. It's a lot harder than you would think. So that one's going to go in the green folder. Another one for the green folder. Again, this is one of my characters. Well, me trying to draw the same face over and over. This is one of my characters named Isaac from the same story as Mordecai. And he's an Imperial Prince. So again, you can see I'm changing and playing with his features, seeing what I think looks most like him. And honestly, the one right there in the middle, that's the one that I think looks most like Isaac as I want to portray him. So, lastly for this set, here's this piece. I really love this piece. I did this for Halloween last year-ish, but I also kind of feel it's just, it feels empowering to me. Slay your own beasts, you know? So, I really like, and I love the colors. I like how it turned out. It's just a very nice aesthetic altogether. So, but that'll go in the finished pieces. Start with the character ones, since it's already on top. And finished pieces. There we go. Alright, now for the next couple pieces. I think these are all going to go in finished pieces one right here, except for this last one. So, for the first one, I have this piece. This piece was an Instagram request from one of my followers. She asked me to redraw one of her own pieces of artwork, and this was the end result. And I think it's really cool. It was really interesting and kind of difficult, honestly, because you want to make sure that you kind of, honor the original reference, but at the same time, I wanted to make it my own as well. But I'm quite happy with the final result, and she was as well. Oh, whoopsies. For the second one, this was another Halloween piece from last year. Am I super happy with how it turned out? Not really, but it's okay. And then it looks kind of creepy, which was kind of the point of it. So I guess it's a win. Again, same time period. This was also Halloween that year. This was my very first Draw This in Your Style challenge, and it was not super inspired, to be honest. I was kind of feeling unmotivated at the time. This is not my favorite piece ever. Again, maybe I'll redraw it. I like to redraw old artwork that I'm not entirely happy with and try to bring new life to it. So, lastly, we have this piece, which is going to go in the basics. This is me working on profile practice. I like maybe 2 or 3 of them out of all of them. I think most of them look pretty bad. But the point isn't that I'm happy with them. The point is that I'm practicing, because you can't get good if you're not willing to be bad sometimes. So you can't find what you're doing wrong if you never make any mistakes. Let's put these 3 in this folder. And this one in the orange one. I'm not sure how much I'm going to put in this basics folder. It's not really a reference for me so much as just kind of a look back to see of what I've learned. So it might end up having less stuff in it than some of the other ones, but we'll see. Oh shoot, I need one more actually. I need one specifically for my story. I have a story that I've been working on as a comic called The Author's Contract, and maybe you've seen it, probably not. But if you have, it's only got 2 or 3 panels. I'm working on the 3rd one right now. So it's kind of difficult because I'm drawing it all by hand, and I would love to do it digitally, but my digital tablet does not work well. Let me go ahead and write a tag for that real quick. So I'm actually just going to use initials for this because I don't want to write the full thing out on a tiny little card. So it's going to be TAC. Good enough. All right. What color should this one be? Thinking blue. Let's see. Go ahead and stick it in this one. Again, this one is going to be kind of empty for now because I don't have as much work on it, but it will hopefully have many more pages added to it. I'm really excited. I love webtoons and webcomics and stuff like that, and so I would love to be able to write them myself. That's ultimately kind of what I'm working on as an artist, is being able to draw webcomics, and so that's kind of my bigger goal. But it's also very difficult because I have to be able to draw things well, accurately, consistently, over and over, especially if I'm doing it by hand like this, because I don't have a drawing tablet right now. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to save up for in the future, though. Alright, I kind of got a whole slew together right here with this one, so let's start with this one. Again, this is one of my more recent profile pictures for myself. Well, full-scale ones. I've got a couple that are very simple, but this is one of my last full coloring ones. This is before I moved house, so it was about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's pretty cute. I like it. I think it represents me. I have those headphones on in the picture all the time if I'm just around the house, all the time, so it's very accurate on that aspect. Obviously going to go in characters as the other one did. I think all of these ones are also going to go in characters. Oh, I'm missing a couple. I only have 3 of this set. I'm sure the other ones are around here somewhere, though, you know, as they be. So this is a series I just recently finished. It's my Avatar one. There's the first Aang, and then here's the picture that goes with it. And I love this. This is one of my most favorite ones that I've done so far. And again, most of my recent ones do tend to be my favorites because that's just how it is. As I grow and improve, I'm like, wow, I'm getting so much better. And I just like this one a lot better because it's better. So, but I really like how the water and the fire turned out, and the color palette, the dichotomy. I think it really turned out stellar. That was also one of the last ones I did of the series, though, where if you compare it to this one of Azula, where more Azula's final parts where she's really distraught, ragged, you know, in distress. That's what I was trying to capture. But I also never planned for it to be fully colored in. So it was never going to be as detailed as it is now. So it's not as good. I did not put as much effort into the first sketch, which means I had to go back in and try and fix stuff later. And it's okay, but not as good as that one, obviously, which had a lot more time and effort put into the original. I did not plan the series to end up being so complex. I was going to start with a pretty simple thing of just drawing some simple sketches of each because I really liked a song that I had heard, Just a Man. I don't remember the exact artist who wrote it, but or sings it at least. And I heard it on TikTok. You know how TikTok songs get stuck in your head, so I wanted to work on it. And I did, and it ended up taking me a lot longer. I told myself, oh, 6 pictures? Well, if I just do simple sketches and I do 6 pictures, I'll get this done in 3 days. Totally wrong. I got it done in like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. It took me so much longer than I'd expected. That's okay though. It was still a really fun project, and I really enjoy some of what came out of it. So, next up, I have another character. Actually, this is the same one. This is Mordecai again. This is a more recent picture of Mordecai, so this is more accurate to what I want her to look like, more accurate to her character. And again, I don't want to tell you too much about her because I don't want to spoil it, because anything I say now might spoil the series later on, and I plan on developing this into a full series. The universe in which Mordecai and Isaac exist is a series in which there are many stories to be told. So here's another one of those I drew. This is, again, just one of the quick sketches of me, probably one of the most recent ones. It was for a real meme, and so we're going to put that with characters just because I want to keep all the pictures of me together. This next one's going to go in the basics one. This is hands practice, the all-important hands practice that's very, very necessary. So if you don't practice hands, don't run from your responsibility. I know it sucks. I know hands are dumb. They don't look right. They just don't, and I don't know why. All right, again, here's that last one that'll go in characters. This is Mordecai one more time. This is, again, just trying to figure out different facial expressions, how she might look. Mainly the classic braid and the classic bangs. So I kind of started one and then never finished it, you can see here. But there's some more of Mordecai. Get these sorted away. Alright, so the next couple of pieces are a bit older. They're some of my first full color pieces. This one, oh, this one might need a little work. They're kind of stuck together. So, ooh, I used sticky tack at my other place to hang my pictures up because I didn't want to put holes in them. Did I take the sticky tack off of everything? I guess not. So here I am reaping my reward. Okay, so this was done for a Draw This in Your Style challenge on Instagram, and I kind of gave it a little magic flair with my own touch, and it's okay. It's not the worst, it's not the best. It was a good experiment, and of course you got to start somewhere when you're practicing color. I kind of always personally cringe when I go back and look at my old artwork because I know I can do so much better now, and it's kind of hard to see, but at the same time it is good to see that I've come so far. So here's an original character. This is actually not a character, I guess a creature called a Gaunt. And again, this goes in that fantasy world with Isaac and Mordecai. So it's going to go into characters. Even though it's not really a character, it does have to go with that. So this was another Draw This in Your Style challenge. Again, it's an earlier piece. It's not my favorite. The hand. I think I just drew the hand wrong. I think I drew it in reverse. I don't know what's wrong with it. It looks so messed up, but you know, it is what it is. It's not the worst. It's not the best though. and we will move on from it. It's going to go with that other piece over there with the finished artwork. And the last one of the set is the Draw This in Your Style challenge of this one. I don't remember who these were for, to be honest. I should have written them on the paper as I went. One of them does have it on there. I think actually this one was for Art Lee's. That's the only one I remember. That's a nice spring one, though. That's nice coming back around for this time of year. So let's go ahead and sort these into the purple folder. And some of these are starting to get pretty full, so I'm probably going to be finishing up here pretty quick here. Again, these aren't going to be sitting in these file folders like this for very much longer. I'm going to get some sleeves to put them in, and then I will sort them all into the binder, and they're not going to be in this. They're just going to be by themselves so that I can flip through, and it'll be much more like a portfolio. So there's that. All right. For the next couple, whew, some of these honestly are kind of nerve-wracking to show you because I just don't think I did a good job with all of them. This one's I like, actually. This one is an original character, not of mine, but of one of my followers on Instagram, and I drew this as a reward for the Draw This in Your Style challenge. And this is Anastasia. She likes to play basketball, and she's kind of sporty, and that is her traditional outfit that she's wearing. So it was a pleasure and a lot of fun to draw this for my follower on Instagram. Next, this is the one I'm kind of cringing at, to be honest. This is, again, one of my original characters. His name is Dagger. I could not draw guys with beards, as you can tell by that top one. The bottom one looks much more normal. It looks like a regular guy. Does it look like how I want it? Not at all. But we were getting there, and again, you gotta practice. You gotta start somewhere. It's gonna look like crap the first couple times, but you just gotta get over it and keep going. So this is gonna go in my character one. This one is one I did just kind of for fun because I like drawing eyes, and I was kind of in an art rut. So I really like how this bottom one turned out. Everybody kept telling me, oh, that looks like the girl from I don't remember her name, from Demon Slayer, the sister. And I was like, yeah, totally didn't use that as a reference, just kind of free-handed it, but it totally does look like it. I definitely see where it's coming from. I like this top one a lot. I like the fade and the color in the eyes. This middle one's just kind of meh. They're eyes. They're cool, I guess, sure. But yeah, I like the top one and the bottom one a lot. So we're going to put that in with the basics. This is when I was first practicing Copic markers, well, alcohol-based markers, I should say, and practicing with markers in general because I typically just drew with pencil. This one is one of my challenges I did on Instagram. What if a Pokemon was a person? And if you can guess, cool. And if you didn't, it's Vulpix. I tried to get it with the hair. It was really difficult, honestly. This one did not turn out quite how I wanted it either, but it's okay. She's cute. So we'll put that in just final pieces. Sometimes I have really high expectations for a piece, like this Vulpix one, I was really excited for. I was like, oh man, Vulpix, one of the cutest freaking Pokemon out there. This can't be that hard to make a cute girl out of her. But honestly, I had just done one for Glaceon, and it turned out really good. Let's see if I can show you real quick. There it is up there. There she is. She looks lovely. I love that picture of her. I think I did a stellar job. And then I asked everyone on Instagram to vote, and they all picked Vulpix. And Vulpix is just so similar to Glaceon that I was having a really hard time getting her to look unique enough for me. I wish I had done a drastically different Pokemon, irregardless of what Instagram had said, to be honest. I think I would have come out with a lot better of a result. Alright, oh, here's the rest of the avatar ones. Well, these are easy. These are all going to go into characters. I'm going to do just a couple more, and then I think we're going to call it quitsies on this for now. And we're going to wrap this up maybe in another stream at another time. So, Here's some of a couple of these are older. We're going to start with the older pieces. This is one for my very first participation in a Draw This in Your Style challenge on Instagram. And if you are on Instagram at all, I'm sure you remember this. It was about a year and a half. I think it was Tally Sketch, one of the biggest Instagram artists. And then this one was a participation for Mermaid. And this is one of my husband's favorite pieces. I think she's pretty cute. I am not a super fan of how the clouds turned out. They're okay. It's just one of those things that I did not have enough experience with. So those are going to go in finished pieces. This one is going to go in characters. This is Isaac one more time. Again, kind of more info sheet with him. Tried to finalize his look more. Again, it's not super happy with how it turned out. This is when I avoided drawing bodies and hands. You see the baby hand? See the little baby hand? I don't know what happened. Hand just, whole arm got short and small. I was like, I ran out of room. Just make it tiny. Just make it tiny. All right. Lastly, we're going to go ahead and do this one. This is Zuko. Prince Zuko is one of my favorite characters from any show ever. So this fan art was really nice that's kind of what got me wanting to really do these pictures better than just a plain sketch. I wanted to really fill them in, make them good. It's because I love this show. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was one of my favorite shows as a kid, and as an adult, it still is one of my favorite shows. It's got really good characters, really good moral arcs, really good plot, really good world building, really amazing everything. It's just a stellar show, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go check it out. There's Azula before she went kind of crazy. Again, you can see, as I started with the two Azula pictures, it's a lot simpler. Both the color, the background, the design, everything. Whereas the Zuko, I was like, hey, let's just go ham and do crazy flames instead in the background. And this one I was like, is that too much lightning? Alright, let's go ahead and put these away. All these finished pieces. You can see also as I improve, these are smaller because these were just meant to be small projects to start with, but a lot of my older pieces are on half pieces of paper, while a lot of my newer pieces, such as like the Vulpix one, that was just from winter 2022, they are on full pieces of paper. As I gained confidence in being able to draw something accurately, I felt like I wasn't wasting paper all the time. So that was a big thing. As I was learning, I was like, oh, I can't draw on a full piece of paper. I don't want to waste it. That was such a silly mentality. Sometimes you have, because it was also kind of a hard transition going from small paper to bigger paper. You literally have to draw bigger. You just got to get over it. And there we go. All right. They're not going to go all the way in the binder for now, but they are just going to get tucked away for sake of orderliness in here, because I don't want to put the holes in the pictures, of course. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed looking through all of my artwork, and I enjoyed hanging out with you. Have a lovely rest of your day.